Hi, this is Nanette Hosenfeld with the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Wednesday, September 22nd, 2021. Looking at our fire potential impacts through Friday, really the only day in the next 3 with any significant impacts is today. We are looking at some breezy winds across western Nevada, where relative humidities will be in the 10 to 15% range. Further to the south, we'll see some significant smoke impacts, and there's also the potential for some isolated showers and thunderstorms across portions of northern Nevada and into far southwestern Idaho. Moving into Thursday and Friday, we'll see a warming and drying trend with mostly light winds. For our near-surface smoke forecast, the main surface impacts that we will see will be across Nevada. Today will be central and southern Nevada, and then those will be shifting further south into Nevada for tomorrow. Looking at overall smoke, we will see smoke impacts across Nevada and into Utah this afternoon, and those will be diminishing across the northern part of the Great Basin moving into tomorrow. Over the past 24 hours, there was no precipitation and no lightning. Not too much on our fire activity map, it just looks like a handful of new fires reported yesterday. Over the past 14 days, we have seen precipitation shift more to the northern part of the Great Basin. You can see portions of Idaho and northwestern Nevada have seen above normal precipitation over the past 14 days. Further south, things have been less or drier than normal. You can see below normal precipitation over the past 14 days across the central and southern part of the Great Basin. However, with cooler weather generally across the area, ERCs are below the 50th percentile across much of the southern part of the Great Basin, and they've come down pretty significantly across the northern part of the Great Basin as well. And as a result, almost all of the stations in the Great Basin are below the 70th percentile. Looking a little closer at ERCs, GB2, which was near record levels for about the past 2 weeks, has dropped quite a bit over the past few days. And you can see now it's approaching closer to normal. Same with GB14, where we are expecting to see some winds today. That PSA is right around normal ERCs for the time of year. As far as live fuel moisture, it's kind of a mixed bag of sites reporting fuel moistures near average and below average. You can see the Triangle site in southern Idaho is right around that average line. Basin, which is in eastern Utah, a little below normal, but not near record values. However, Lee Canyon in the southern part of the Great Basin is pretty dry, reporting some really low juniper fuel moistures. Satellite this morning shows high pressure in place across the Great Basin. There is an upper low approaching from the northwest, and that is what will bring us the gusty winds across Nevada this afternoon. Looking at our upper level pattern for today, you can see that upper low that's expected to be moving into the Great Basin this afternoon. That will bring gusty winds and another round of cooler temperatures to the northern part of the Great Basin. Conditions will remain warm and dry across the southern part of the area. Looking at wind speeds for this afternoon, the gustiest winds are expected to be in that 25 to 30 mile an hour range. There could be some locally higher gusts. Relative humidities will be lowest across the southern part of the Great Basin, and so we have no high risk issued for winds, since it looks like winds are kind of right on that critical threshold, as well as relative humidities. So moving to Thursday, the upper low will have moved through the Great Basin, making its way out of the area. You can see the only PSAs that are brown are across central and southern Nevada. Winds will be much lighter on Thursday than what we're expecting to see today. And relative humidities generally in the 15 to 20% range, with higher humidities further north. So moving to Friday, we're looking at high pressure building across the area. That will lead to a warming and drying trend going into the weekend. Winds will be pretty light on Friday, mainly train-driven winds. Relative humidities will come down a bit into Friday with that building high pressure. Over the next 3 days, really not much is expected in the way of precipitation. As we move into Saturday, we'll still keep dry conditions in place across the Great Basin. And then moving into Sunday, again, just a kind of a prolonged warming and drying trend into this weekend. And then as we move into Monday, models are having a hard time agreeing on the weather pattern for next week. This current model run is showing a really large low pressure system moving into the Pacific Northwest. That would result in some gusty winds across the western part of the Great Basin, as well as an increase in moisture across the west. Then moving into Tuesday, if this is what pans out, we would expect to see some gusty winds across much of the area, as well as cooler temperatures and more unsettled weather across the northern part of the area. 7-day precipitation totals show the greatest potential for precipitation across the northern part of the Great Basin. I would expect that over the coming days, this 7-day total map will change as models try to figure out what the main weather pattern will be next week. In the 8 to 14-day period, the Climate Prediction Center is calling for above normal temperatures across the entire Great Basin, and also calling for above normal precipitation for much of the area. And that's it. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us. Our information is on the screen, and you can also find us on Twitter. Thank you.